Hello, welcome to my channel, All the Things. My name is April and today is Mental Health Monday. So we are going to be talking about bipolar disorder today. I am a licensed professional counselor. I have been practicing since 1993, so I've been doing it for a hot minute. With all of that being said, this video is not about diagnosing yourself or anyone else. It is simply information to give you. So maybe you'll decide you want to go talk to somebody about it or whatever. If you're having some concerns about yourself, this is just an informational video. Okay. So there's that. And let's just get started with bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is, I believe, as a mental health therapist, thrown around like Tic Tacs. The name, I don't know. It seems like if you know 10 people, 3 or 4 of them have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I think it's overused, and it concerns me because we have lots of people on some pretty big medications, and that noise you just heard is my ice maker. Anyway, people on some pretty big medications, and I don't know that I think it's easy for people to just say, oh, you're bipolar, and put somebody on medication when it's not really what's happening with them. We're too quick to diagnose in mental health often, I believe. So anyway, let's talk about it. And I am going to be looking down because I do have notes because I don't want to miss anything, especially on mental health for you guys. So bipolar disorder is noted when somebody has extreme mood swings, very highs to very lows, right? So very lows can, and of course, as with everything I talk about on Mental Health Mondays, there's a continuum. Not everybody goes to a super manic phase in their highs or in a crazy, crazy low depression for their lows. People are people, so everyone's different. But these swings can occur rarely or many times in a year. A lot of people be like, oh my God, is she so bipolar? Because no, 1 minute she's happy and then the next minute she's sad. That's not bipolar. That's somebody struggling with something else. Bipolar mood swings are not in a minute. So be aware of even your own language when you're talking about somebody like, oh, I think she's bipolar. Let's not start throwing out that word because it's way overused. Like I said before, noticing that if somebody is having really quick mood changes, there's probably something going on with them. They're probably struggling. A true bipolar disorder is something that can occur very rarely or many times in a year, but it will be notated by severe lows, severe highs. Okay, good. And there can be emotional symptoms in between, right? So if you do know somebody who is bipolar, who has a legitimate diagnosis with bipolar disorder, they can have, let's say their meds are working and they're going right along, but they seem to be kind of low one day. Well, everybody is. But it is notable that if you know somebody with bipolar disorder and they're acting a little more depressed, you can always check it out with them. Because they're still human beings and they still have feelings and they will still have emotional symptoms just like we all do in between any one of these, big swings that they may or may not have, especially if they're being treated. Folks with bipolar disorder, struggle significantly less than they used to, just because medications are so great out there right now. Anyway, we have a manic and hypomania disorder, which is somebody is abnormally upbeat, like, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? When that's not who they normally are. They experience a lot of sleep loss because in a manic phase, the brain just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And they have racing thoughts. They experience euphoria. In extreme cases, people believe they can fly. A severe manic episode can be quite dangerous, actually. Making poor decisions. They might just stop eating because they have tons of energy, and they forget to eat and drink water and all of those important things. So they can clean excessively if they write reports or whatever for work. They might just bang out a whole bunch of them. They're super productive. But that is a manic phase. And hypomania is just the opposite of all of that, right? Like, I got nothing. There's lack of energy. Those folks also may not, if they're experiencing a hypomania, they still might not sleep. They still might not eat. They're definitely not going to be as productive as somebody in a manic phase, just because they don't have any energy. But as we all know, sleep can be elusive to us in many different times in our lives. So they're definitely also not going to have the euphoria. They still may have racing thoughts in a hypomanic phase, but very, very different from somebody who's experiencing a true mania. Major depression is another component to bipolar disorder. And sometimes it's just the depression that we would notice, right? That if someone's not in a manic phase, they might be in a depressed phase or not. But the major depressive component to all of it is, again, insomnia, lack of sleep, or oversleep. If you've ever just been bummed out about something, you will know what I'm talking about, right? Just going through a season in your life that was difficult, where maybe you just slept a lot. I know I did. I was, when I was in graduate school, went through a really rough breakup. And I would count the hours until I could like legitimately go to bed, right? I'd wake up in the morning. It was like chop wood, carry water, just do the stuff, right? Be the robot, do the thing. And I was absolutely clinically depressed at that point. But I'd be like, okay, it's 7 p.m. It's like, I can go to bed now. And I would sleep until 7 a.m. every day. Not that I was that tired, but it was all I could handle emotionally. So in major depression, with bipolar or not, that could, oversleep is a real thing. Really tired. Just, again, if you've ever been depressed, you know that. It's just heavy feeling. People can have significant weight changes in a depressed state because they just either don't eat or eat a lot. Just shovel. Get as much food in there as they can. And I know that YouTube doesn't like this word, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think it's really, really important when we're talking about depression, that we talk about, someone's really depressed and they're thinking about hurting themselves or someone else. If they're thinking about suicide, that's the word YouTube doesn't like, then that's scary. So suicide prevention, Lifeline will always be listed right below in the description box. As long as I have this channel, I don't care if it's Mental Health Monday or Fiber Friday or Bible studies on Sundays, that number will always be there. So anyway, if someone is experiencing one of the bipolar disorders, if they're in a manic phase, a depressed phase, whatever, and you can look up the different kinds of bipolar disorders. Just go to like psychiatry.org. It's a great one. I'll list that down below. Pardon me. But there's treatment for this. There are medications that work really, really well. You can talk with a psychiatrist. You can talk with a talk therapist. You can use cognitive behavioral therapy is used a lot with this type of disorder. So there's treatment out there. And as always, the thing that I cannot say enough is if you have any concerns about anything, talk to your doctor. That's what they're there for. They're there for your physical well-being. They're also there for your mental health. It's all connected, right? We can't just ignore the mind and take care of the body, or ignore the body and take care of the mind. It's everything. And your primary care physician knows a lot. And if they don't know something, they know who to hook you up with. So as always, I can't stress it enough, the importance of connecting with your primary care physician and being honest with them about how you're feeling. And being honest means being vulnerable, which is sometimes very, very scary. But it's the way to get help. So allow them that. That's what they're there for. That's what you pay them for, is to help you, So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me today. Please hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when I'm uploading more things on Mental Health Mondays or Bible Study Sundays, or basically yarn and crochet on Fridays. So just, hang out. Let me know in the comments what you think would be helpful to hear about on Mental Health Monday, and I will talk with you soon. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.